Welcome all to day one of the International Fieldwork Conference for Asia Pacific. My name is John Hui, Chief Information Officer of the Education University of Hong Kong, and I will be the moderator for track 2 today. You can submit questions to the speakers by using the live Q&A button located on the right-hand side of your screen, and time permitting, we will cover Q&A at the end of each presentation. Now, I would like to introduce you to this session speaker, Rita Zhou, Data and Analytics Manager, China, Guangdong Technion. Welcome, Rita.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon or good morning. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Rita Zhou. I am the Data and Analytics Manager from Research Office at Guangdong Technion-Israel Institute of Technology. Today, I'm here to talk to you about our stories on how we integrated our research information and multiple business needs into Elsevier Peer. As the first Sino-foreign institution in China mainland to fully adopt Peer as our research information management system, I would like to share with you our journey on how we developed this system from nothing. So to get started, let's take a glance at our university. Guangdong Technion is the first Sino-Israeli institution in China, which was established by Technion-Israel Institute of Technology and Shanghai University with the support from the Education Foundation. It is located in Shanghai, Guangdong Province. You may know that Technion-Israel Institute of Technology is a top research public university, which is also the oldest university in Israel, established in 1912. And Professor Albert Einstein was the president of the first Technion Society. Technion so far has 3 Nobel Prize winners, ranking top in the universities or research institutions by the Nobel Prize in Science. So as its China campus, our aim is to build our university into a leading university with focus on research and innovation in engineering and life science. We now offer the Technion engineering degrees, including the bachelor, master, and PhD. So this slide shows you the key timelines of the development of our university. In March 2014, we submit our application to the Ministry of Education, and it was officially approved in December 2016. Then our first cohort of GT students enrolled in August 2017. And our university has been selected on Guangdong High Level University Development Program. So far, four programs have been listed as the key discipline. Now, I'd like to talk about the challenges. I have encountered many challenges on the research information management during the past 3 years without the in-house system. Firstly, the manual process of the research information on the multiple spreadsheets to track the research outputs and activities from multiple data sources really absorbed huge amounts of my time. And secondly, the manual profile management. We used to manually create the web pages for the researcher profiles, including a personnel information collection from the HR and also the researchers. And on top of that, the number of the publications shown on the web pages is really limited. Thirdly is we have been struggling on the grant information collection and its budgeting information capture from the other colleagues as well as the other departments, because all the funding applications and its related management was offline. So we used the Excel spreadsheets at SharePoint for the co-editing. It turned out that it's really challenging to work collaboratively, interdepartmentally. And last but not least is the reporting. We have the reporting mandates from both the institutional and the governmental levels. So usually we have various reports mandates within a very short time frames. So it's really very stressful, and it's not easy to get the summaries of the data with the data lists by extracting the different combinations of data fields from the Excel sheets. All in all of those are done manually, which means that it is very risky in the data inconsistency. And also, you can expect the working efficiency is very low. So from the very beginning, we had such a goal to have an integrated research information system to strategically manage our information. This slide shows you our desired functions about this system. The most important is, of course, it should facilitate our information management to register all the institutional research-related information. And also it should have the reporting and analysis function to compliance with our reporting mandates. And with the information captured about the person, we hope that there is a front-end web pages can be automatically created so that we don't need to manually create the web pages anymore. And also, we would like to have the function to have the front-end portal to showcase the research outputs as well as the other informations based on our selection. Then definitely we hope there is a online award management module which can help us to streamline the workflows. And another big function we were seeking for is about the research networking. So we not only want to have the solution to just simply capture the information and the reporting, but also it can help us to generate the research networking. So it can help us to find the collaborators potentially. When it comes to searching for a new solution for a system, it's really a critical decision, which can be really a long and difficult process. So bearing the above aims in mind, we had 9 key factors on the selection and evaluation on the system. First of all, the best scenario we considered is ideally we can have one-stop service integrating all the functions we desired. And then it should be or must be customizable on the data fields because we have the reporting mandates from the government. So all the fields should be integrated into the system. And then it will be very helpful to be very flexible in the reporting templates generation as well as the system configuration. So it will provide us the great space for the end users to manage works without too often the support from the technical aspect. And another factor we considered very important is whether the interface is user-friendly because it will have big influence on the work efficiency. Then we also view it the key factor, whether the vendor can provide the professional support on the implementation. It's not only on the implementation, but it should be before, during, and after. And as a Sino-foreign institution, the multi-language interface is a must, especially the English-Chinese. They can be stored in the system. Another factor we think will be very helpful for us if whether the system can integrate with our legacy systems, including HR and finance ERP. So for the future information update, it can be automatically synced from those systems without too much labor work. And in China, we have the specific security regulations. So we care a lot whether the data can be securely stored and compliance with the regulations. Finally, we think it is also the key factor is the vendor's position to the future. So whether the system can be upgraded for further enhancements and modification to meet our further growing requirements. Putting this together, we did a thorough and in-depth evaluation based on the selected vendors. And finally, we found that Elsevier is our best partner, not only because it's a widely adopted solution. The core reason for us is we found that Pure is the only solution we have found which can meet all of our requirements on the key factors, plus some other useful features. For example, the profile refinement service. Because we don't have the library yet, so as the general databases. So it will really a huge big help for us to import and update the publications from Scopus. And also the second one is about the CV module. If the CV module can help us to automatically generate a dynamic CV for researchers, it will save a lot of their time. And the last one is the global expertise search, which means that you can search the expertise globally within the pure clients. And it can also help us to connect with the others and expose ourselves to find a potential research collaboration. So we made the decision to purchase Pure as the implementation. And for the initial purchase, we have those key modules. They are core module, reporting module, award management module, CV module, as well as the research portal. Then we started our implementation. We separated them into phases. For phase one, it's mainly about the master data import, about the organization, person, and the publication import by the PRS team. The other is about the basic settings, configurations on each content, and also about the setup of the portal. Now, these slides show you about the project timeline for the phase one. So we held our kickoff meeting in July 2020. Then we started to import the master data on organization and person. After that, we have been focusing on the data fields customization. Then together with the settings, and we did a lot of the reporting testing to make sure that all the special fields required by the government can be integrated into this system, and they can be properly located, pulled out for the reuse on the reporting. Then the publication was imported by the PRS and finished in November. So our public portal went live in the end of December 2020. So for this process, mainly done by three manpowers. One is the project manager from IT, another technical support from IT, another one is the business key user from research office. I would like to highlight one vital customization during this process. It's about the data fields customization, because we are the first Sino foreign university in China to adopt this solution, which means that there are a number of data fields specifically required by the annual government reporting. And usually we take a lot of time to capture those information from the researchers separately, which costs us a lot of time. So we really hope that this information can be integrated into the system. So luckily, this system can allow us to build this into the system very easily by the keywords, either in the free text format or the drop-down option list. This screen shows you the example. For example, we added the inflation, whether the internal person put our university as the first unit on their publication, or whether he or she is the first or corresponding author. I know that some fields, they can still be recorded previously predefined in the system, but in this way, we hope that the information can be more accurate, because we found that the imports from Scopus by the PRS, they are not always consistent. So in this way, we will spend less time to get the more accurate results. So this is the portal currently we have, presenting 3 sections. We wish we will have more sections available in the near future. And after the phase 1 completed, we started our phase 2, which is focusing on the remaining content migration, the award management module implementation, as well as the person synchronization from the HR ERP. I would like to focus on the application approval workflow, which is my current focusing job. So this is the general workflows which has been approved by the management. So usually the proposal will be checked by the person from the research office, and then it will be approved by the head of program as the first level. Then it will be finally approved by the the vice chancellor. So with the exception of the funding applications, will be checked by the finance office with the financial related items. This is really not complicated workflow, but we still have to ensure that in queue with the predefined steps, those scenarios can be included all. So we used these application workflows, and we still use the conditions, for example, the funding application type, as well as the funding schemes to add conditions, so it can help us to have the desired approval routes. So basically, we have already finished the testing on the funding application, except that there's a technical issue when the application is related to the funding opportunity, which has been acknowledged by the engineering team. So we hope that this can be solved by the support soon. Well, although we're still working on the phase 2, we have already perceived many benefits. The first one is now it can register all our institutional research information on the centralized database with the easily accessible and comprehensive data in real time. Once the data captured, which means that it can be there forever and you can reuse it very easily and share it with other members from other departments. And we are more confident about the data quality because it can be verified based on the validation workflow. So it's really eased the burden of our administrators. And now with the sync job from the HIERP, we don't need to manually create web pages anymore. And once we have the login service for the researchers, they can update their personal profiles directly in the system. And with the launch of the portal, we can showcase our research profile, expertise, and the outputs to the world. We have seen that the number of visitors of the portal has been increasing. I will show later the current statistics. Then the positive change we are very glad to see is from the researchers. They have been engaging more in a system because they now care a lot and pay closer attention to their profiles as well as the outputs. So they take initiatives to keep us updated about their new outputs and trust us to update them in time to show them on the portal. Now this slide shows you the current statistics up to November 7th. So we have already received over 11,000 new visitors from over 130 countries and regions. Over 50% of them came to us by the organic search, and over 70 pages have been viewed. This is a really good start to attract global users to know us. And apart from the benefits I have mentioned, we have already experienced the changes on the reporting because we have already imported all the grants information and the majority of the publications into the system. So we now can use the system directly to generate reporting. And we found that it's really user-friendly. It's easy to generate the reporting. So basically speaking, all the information in the system can be added to the reporting and exported for further manipulation. And also, after you have designed the regular dashboards and reporting templates, it can be reused without further efforts, and it can be shared with the senior management team for them to monitor the research progress, to help them to make the sound decision. And last but not least is the award management. So we hope that this module can be started soon to really help us to streamline the workflows. But we have already seen the positive improvements on the grant data quality because now we can capture the budgeting information from finance directly into the system, and it can then be double validated by the finance. So the data quality has been improved. So in conclusion, we hope that with this highly versatile and integrated system, we can improve our information management, enhance our service to the researchers, and provide insights into the research landscape, and also to raise the global visibility to help our researchers to find potential collaborations. That's the end of my talk today. Thank you.
Thank you for the great sharing, Rita. We now have a few minutes to take some questions from audience. The first question about do you encounter any challenges about the localization of using a foreign products, pure as a foreign product, to implement in a traditional East culture, such as mainland China? So that besides the data field that you have been mentioned, is there any problems or challenges that you face of localization?
Yeah, I have to say it's challenging, but I want to express first that because the Pure is really very flexible, you can for most of the fields you can integrate them by the keywords in the system at the first beginning. So which means that you can capture those information and keep them in the system. And the keywords are very easily to be pulled out, and they can also be filled in any reporting. But because it's, I think for some reporting, it's still because the new reporting module is still under development. So you may find that it is now not all of some fields which have already been pre-designed in the system, they can be pulled out because we have the really special government reporting. And then we have tested some reporting. For some really special reporting, we still have the problem. And then we have to continuously work with the Pure support team to ask their help to produce some specific reporting for us. But basically, so far, it works good. It works very well.
Yeah, that's excellent. So the second question is about the new law that being introduced this month by mainland China. Is about the personal information protection law, which is quite stringent in governing the data, where the data can be stored, because you also consist about your researchers' information. So are those data classified as personal information data that need to be protected? If yes, Pure, I guess you are using the cloud version of the Pure. So their data center might not be in mainland China. So how do you tackle this problem?
Well, for our university or IT, they have already worked with the Pure to locate the service, the database in Amazon China. So I guess that should, in China mainland now.
I see. So that's great. So happy to see there's a implementation of Pure in mainland China. So it enter a new market. Thank you. Thank you for your great sharing. And I see there's no other questions. Maybe we end here. So we've now reached the end of this session on integrating research information and multiple business needs in Elsevier Pure. And I'd like to thank Rita on an interesting session. We now have time in the agenda for you to visit the Expo Gallery. It's a great opportunity to meet with our third-party partners and learn more about integrations, discover how Pure integrates with other Elsevier solutions. Meet with the Pure support team also, or simply talk with members of very Pure user group community. I look forward to welcome you back to track 2, the top of the hour. See you all later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sally.